welcome to another episode of Ndeipi MuDiaspora. We're glad that you joined us today. Ladies, how was your week?
Good.
Yes,
good?
Mine was really good, thank you.
Good.
How was yours?
It was good.
Good.
Thank you for asking. So today, ladies, we're going to have Dr. Catrina, who's going to be on the show. She is an amazing woman, and so
Yes.
can't wait to get into the nitty-gritty about what she does, who she is, and why she does what she does. And we also have Priscilla, and she has a special wine cocktail ready to serve us. So I'm so glad. I can't wait for that part of the show.
Yes, I'm excited.
So let's get into the question of the day. So my question today is, has anyone tried to set limitations on you, and how did you overcome them?
Ooh, child. Where do we start?
Well, for me, so I guess I went to private school and it was like predominantly white, and like I'm being one of like in my grade there was like only 4 black girls, so that's like a lot of pressure, you know, sometimes. And I remember like the students loved me, but the staff had problems with me. I remember particularly this one incident when I was in 11th grade. Mrs. Pollock, my chemistry teacher, she used to read out the top grades in class, right? So someone got a 98, I was second, I got a 96, and she said, Charmaine Christy Primo, 96. You know you're a lot smarter than you look. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
yes.
That is so bad.
And it was my birthday too, I remember. And I was like, what does that even mean? And I went like this, and she was like, well, it's better than looking smart and being dumb.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That was not.
I hope you sing to her now. Look at me now.
I know.
Look at me.
Google me.
My principal, Miss Buki, Charmaine Christy Primo.
Okay.
You know those parent-teacher conferences?
Yeah.
My mom went to one. I think I was in like grade school, and the teacher told her, "Oh, your daughter, she's not going to amount to anything."
Wow.
My goodness.
And my mom goes, "Oh yes, she will." And my mom, I think she took me out of that school. Yeah, I think she did. Yeah, but you know what? I don't know who the teacher is, but I turned out to be amazing.
Yes, you are.
I rock.
Yes,
That's
you
I
do.
am mom, number one, nurse,
Yes.
wife,
Tell it.
Yes.
daughter,
Yes.
talk show host.
Yes.
You better tell her, girl. Well, with me, I had people who, when I told them, oh, I'm done with my master's, I'm going into my PhD program, who basically told me like to slow down, because if I like kind of stack up the degrees, people are going to be intimidated, and no one's going to want to marry me. Like for real.
Oh, you're married.
I believe it.
But you're married.
No, but I mean like it's the notion that if you're up there in terms of education, people are gonna be intimidated, too intimidated to approach you. And my thing is like, if that's only one part of me, right? If that intimidates you, then maybe that's okay. That's not
fine.
what I want.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I can very well relate, right? Because when I was in school, I worked 2 jobs and worked hard, worked my butt off to get my down payment for my house.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was like, no, that's not cultural. People don't move out of their parents' house to move, in a home by themselves. So they were like, and it's going to be difficult for you to find a husband. It's kind of like the same thing. Like they'll be intimidated. But do you know what?
You did.
And 2 babies later.
Exactly.
You get it, girl.
Yeah, so I think that the story is you can overcome.
No.
Just because people put limitations on you doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yes.
mean anything. You just kind of have to break the chains that were spoken over you. How about
Okay.
that?
And here, you know what? Like I said, like someone's gonna be intimidated, but that's not my husband. So why would I care? The person that's
Exactly.
gonna put through it and
Yes.
come around, that's the person for me. So I could be intimidating all of us. We are 4 strong independent women.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, doctor, nurse, entrepreneur, and engineer.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
it's like it's not everyone's for you, but the people, the person or the people that are for you, they're gonna find you and they're gonna appreciate
Yes.
you.
Yes.
And that's the
Appreciate
thing is like, I'm a big dreamer. I have big dreams.
Yes.
There is more to come. And my thing is I want someone who appreciates the journey, appreciates where I am, and is going to challenge me to move forward. I don't want someone who's going to try to limit me because they feel like they don't match my fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell it.
So no, Cindy Kiwi, look at you now. And in
Yes.
terms of what people said you couldn't do. Charmaine, Tinevimbo, like you said, we are all strong Black women who've achieved a lot. So I feel like all those people that tried to dumb us down or whatever, it obviously ain't worked.
And I bet you the same people that used to talk about me being from Little Burgundy, that's like the neighborhood I'm from, and people from my neighborhood don't make it, are the same people who are cheering me on now. Oh. Saying, I knew that you were gonna make it. I knew you were gonna get a good job. I knew you were gonna do this comedy thing. I knew you were gonna get a talk show. Like, and it's like, really? Because some of the people were, and I really appreciate them. I'm one of those people, like, I appreciate the people that really saw me in the struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know, even though those people were limited, there was other people that were pulling you up.
Yeah. That's right.
People that were like, cheering and rooting for you when no one was rooting
That's
for
right.
you.
Mm-hmm. But even those that kind of said those negative things that tried to limit me, I still appreciate. In hindsight, I appreciate it because it kind of kept me going. It motivated me. I might not have the ring on my finger.
It's okay. So
but where I am right now is exactly where I want to be. And I'm thankful for that.
And you gotta do what makes you happy.
Yes.
Do you all day, every day.
That's right.
So coming up, we have this amazing guest, like Tina had mentioned before. So we'll be back after this break. Hang tight.
Welcome back. Our next guest it's an honor. She's been featured in several magazines, including Own Magazine, Essence, Black Enterprise. She's known as a trailblazer, a chainbreaker. Okay. She is an author of a book called Breaking the Chains from Hurting to Healing. She's a play producer, a public speaker, and she's been honored by President Obama.
Okay.
Welcome to our show, Dr. Catrina.
Oh, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I don't think that my intro did you justice. Okay. Can you give us a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Oh, wow. When people always ask me that, I'm like, I don't know, what is it that you need? Because I do so much. And so for me, it's hard to just talk about myself, but what I tell people that across the country, I'm known as the Chainbreaker. Yes. So whatever challenges there is, I see none because I break all those barriers.
Okay.
And so what I do is that I push people into their purpose. So sometimes they call me a pimp.
Oh, like that.
But pimp in a good way. So the acronym for pimp is pushed into my promise.
Yes.
Okay. You know, pushed into my promise. And so anybody who has a dream, who has a vision, and they're ready to put action to it and see it comes to life, they call me. That's what I do.
Okay. Well, I was like, so can I be your hoe? Like,
I like that. Like, hit me.
Right, I was like,
Don't make me come up with an
I know, because I was like, I don't know what to say. A happy one. Okay.
Yes. So it's like we have shirts and everything with pimp on there, and I had some people was like, no, that's not going to be a good look for your brand, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? People are wearing them.
Yes.
Right. And they know what they mean. It makes people stop. Right. Because I always tell people I'm a peculiar person. I never follow the rules. Right. You know, as long as they're legal, we keep it going.
There
so
you go.
anything you tell me that I cannot have,
I'm gonna have.
Okay.
Just even if I don't even like to do it, I'm gonna do it because you said I can't do it.
Rebellion is my nature. I love it. I'm moving after my own heart.
So,
That is powerful. Well, Dr. Catrina, I know that you travel the country and you advocate for victims of sexual assault, domestic violence, human trafficking. What is some of the inspiration behind the humanitarianism and philanthropy work that you do?
Well, I really didn't get it until I was grown, but at the age of 9, I experienced sexual abuse by someone in the church, someone that I trusted. And so from there, going through that experience caused a whole domino effect of things to happen. I became a teen parent at an earlier age because I began to act out. Because, you know, the time I grew up in, don't talk about it, you can't say anything, don't tell anyone. And so my family had no idea that I had experienced that.
Wow.
And so for so long, I went through that. Of course, I started to cling towards men who wasn't good for me. And so when I was in college, I went through domestic violence to the point where I had a knife put to my throat. And then 2 years later, the FBI looked for me because the person had actually killed someone. And so, you know, they did a whole new story on it. A&E did some things on it as well. And so my passion began I began to work with women who have experienced sexual abuse, kids, and women who have been through domestic violence, but I never really knew why I was so good at it. Because what we began to realize when I started to get help was that I had suppressed everything that had happened to me. And so in 2012, my spiritual father was like, it's time for you to tell your story. I was like, I don't have a story. I just work with people, you know. And then my friend called me in 2013 and she was like, you have to be obedient because God is telling me to tell you. It's time for you to share your story. And then was when I began to say, I don't have time to write a book. She said, I will help you. I will help you get organized. I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? Because I'm Dr. Catrina Pullum. Everybody knows me. I have it together. And so it was more so of, will I lose my friends? What will people think about me? And so after some time of going back and forth with her, I said, God, I would only do it if people will be healed, if people will be empowered. And so in June of 2014, we wrote the book. Yes, we wrote, thank you. We wrote the book. And when I say that the book is still going, we turned it into a stage play. It's in pre-production for a documentary. We're meeting with someone to do the script for it. So it's in Hollywood at the Writers Guild of America for that. And so when I say that people, it was originally just for women, but men have purchased my book. Men have been healed as well. And when we did the stage play, we got so many reviews from it where people's like, you really went through that. But they begin to deal with things that they were going through. And so anything that I touch, it has to be for God's purpose. It has to be for his people. It's not about me. And so, and last year, I did the journey of the Chainbreakers. That's when I took on other women and their stories, and we did an anthology. And so those women begin to share their stories from tragedy to triumph. And so it's still going. I have some other things, other platforms as well since the book has come out. So,
what do you say you've learned after writing the book? Like, what would you say is something that you've learned, that your one takeaway from the book writing process?
From the writing process, more of healing. Not being ashamed of who I am. And one thing that I did realize is that everything that I went through it because God knew his purpose for me already. That's why it's so calming, and it's like an out-of-body experience when I'm counseling a child that's been through sexual abuse, when I'm working with a woman who's experienced domestic violence. And I have a male that I'm getting ready to tell his story on the stage. He went through sexual abuse. And so I just feel like everything that I went through was just temporary, because how can I be transparent and help other people if I don't know what they're going through?
That's right.
That's powerful.
Well, I have a question. Okay, so I'm going to change the wheel a little bit. So you were honored by Barack Obama, first African American Black president, and you were also honored by the state representatives.
State representatives, U.S. congressmen, mayors. I even have a Chainbreaker Day. Not only here in Dallas, but in Louisiana as well.
That is
so,
amazing.
and with President Obama, it was a real shock. I think it was like 2015. I received the Martin Luther King Community Award because of all the work that I do in the community with child sexual abuse, with outreach, domestic violence. I also have a partnership with the Boston's District Attorney Office. They have a campaign, so my eyes travel the country. So there's a campaign out there that's called Now You See. And so what they do, they take kids' eyes, survivors of sexual abuse. They also take some adults as well. They take a picture of our eyes and they tell a snippet of our story. And so our eyes travel the country and people take pictures with them, and we use it as a part of the campaign. And my eyes was also on display in the Boston Convention Center for like 6 months.
Wow.
So, yes.
You are doing some amazing, inspiring
Thank
work.
you.
Yes. So where can people find out, or where can people purchase the book? Where can people...
They can purchase the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, my website at www.drdranapullum.com, and my website as well. But if you Google it, it'll come up.
Okay. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to watch this episode and are going to feel super inspired and want to get in touch with you. How can they do that?
www.drkatrinapullum.com, or you can find me on social media at Dr. Catrina, DrCatrina.
Awesome. Well, we're so impressed by you, like so beyond impressed. And we are just hoping that we can continue to collaborate and watch your journey and see the amazing things that you're going to be achieving. Did you want to say?
Yes, on your media, on the biography, I read something about MC Light.
Yes.
Do you manage her?
I am on her management team.
I had to ask them. They don't know who MC Light is. I know who MC Light is. They don't know. We know. They don't know about her. I love this. This is our time.
She's trying to age shame us, right?
Our time. Yes, I am on her management team. I do her PR. And I sit on the board for her nonprofit, Hip Hop Sisters Foundation, Educate Our Men Scholarship Fund. So next Saturday, we will be in Las Vegas for Soul Train Awards.
Don't you want to take a sister?
Because every Soul Train Awards, we have a partnership with BET. They allow MC Light, Dr. Lynn Richardson, to come on, and they get to present a lucky student with a $50,000 scholarship.
That's amazing.
And so I've been with her for at least 4 years, following her. Dr. Lynn, who is the celebrity financial guru. You can catch her on Steve Harvey. So, you know, between them getting my money right.
Get my money right.
I get my money right with Dr. Lynn, and I take some of my money and pour back into the Educate Our Men. And it's specifically for African American men, because there is a low percentage of African American males that's going to college. And so we don't want them to have an excuse of, I don't have any money. So if you want to donate to the scholarship fund, you can go to www.educateourmen.org. or if you're interested in being a board member, contact me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Well, be sure to let MC Light. She's got a fan.
Oh
Right?
yes, a huge one.
Definitely. Well, thank you again, Dr. Catrina, for coming on the show. We greatly appreciate you and all the work that you're doing in the community. I mean, all the awards that you've received are well deserved, and we are following your journey all the way.
thank you.
Okay, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to this segment, and this is my favorite segment because I'm a girl who likes good food, good drink, you know.
Why not?
What about you, ladies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Our guest today is Priscilla, and she is the owner, CEO, and founder of Tekeen.
Yes.
And we're excited to have her here. You know, when the manager told us about you, I was like, well, most girls, you know, they'll do nails, or they'll make wigs, or they'll, you know, do a makeup line. I'm like, I like a woman who thinks like that. I said, please bring her on.
That's right.
We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Well, can you tell us a little bit more about how Tekeen came about?
Yeah, so basically, my best friend Christian, he came up with it. So it's actually he came up with it. Man did come up with it, but I'm full behind it. I like to say that he's on the back end, and I'm definitely in front.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, well, he doesn't. I mean, he's not even in Texas.
Okay.
So
Oh.
I'm full front end of Tekeen.
Okay.
So he came up with it, and he just felt like there needed to be something out there in the market that was like liquor, but was wine.
Right.
So he made this, and I had a big marketing background. So he said, "Hey, like I have this idea. What do you think?" I was like, "Sold. I'm done. Let's do it." So he has a law background. He's an attorney, and I have like an English degree. So neither of us have any liquor industry knowledge at all. We kind of just jumped into it and went from there, and we got a lot of doors slammed in our faces just because it's very different. So Tekeen, it's an orange wine, so it's not grape wine at all.
Okay.
And we get a lot of people where they say, okay, so it's orange wine with grape wine. No, there's no grapes in it. So it's orange wine, and then it's sweetened with agave nectar.
Okay.
And that's what makes it all natural. And then it has the natural flavoring. And as you can see, we have 3 flavors: passion fruit lime, cucumber lime, and grapefruit. So, and they're all really nice and refreshing.
How'd they look it?
So I know you are owner and CEO of this company. I wanted to know, what is one of the lessons that you've learned growing an alcoholic beverage brand?
To be persistent.
And she persisted, right? Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. Well, first of all, the main thing is that the liquor industry, I'm sure you ladies know, even being in this type of industry, it's very male-driven.
Right.
So as a female, I know, I'm sure it's happened to you, but I get a lot of, oh, okay, sweetie, have the man call me. You can have your boss call me. I'm like, it's me. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I've struggled with from the beginning to even now, which just blows my mind. I don't understand how we still struggle with those things. But it has, because of that, I had to be very persistent.
Oh, that's right.
Persistent Priscilla.
Yeah, there you go.
I like it.
So I guess what mixes well with this alcohol, like different types of way? Because I like to drink, but I like to, fancy drinks. I'm not a bartender, but.
No, of course. So that's the whole reasoning of Tekeen.
Right.
So if you see the back of our bottle, it says make it your own. Because you can really make Tekeen your own.
Okay.
We're in that age of millennials. We want easy things.
Yes.
We're not mixologists.
Right.
We don't necessarily know, or we don't have bartending licenses.
Right.
So
Something
with
easy.
Tekeen, we make it as easy as possible. The best way to do it is drink it on ice, as we have cups here, or serve it over frozen fruit.
Okay.
And it's so good over frozen fruit. I absolutely love it. And then on top of that, since it's orange wine and not grape wine, you can actually mix it with other alcohol, like vodka, tequila, rum.
Oh, rum. Island girl.
She was waiting for you to
I know, that's why I was like, rum. I got you. You can mix it with gin. We even have a mix with beer.
Really?
Yes.
Stop it.
Like, wait a minute.
We're like, okay.
Yes. I personally love to mix it with champagne or Prosecco as well.
Oh, yes. So you can put that in your mimosa?
Yes, you can. So the way, personally, we actually have a Tekeen mimosa, and it's the grapefruit with Prosecco. So our champagne, I just like Prosecco more, but you can use champagne or Prosecco, and it's really good.
Very versatile.
Takes notes.
I know, right?
Well, all of them really go with vodka, tequila, but the cucumber is going to be best with vodka.
Okay.
The passion fruit would be best with tequila, rum. I've heard a lot of people drink passion fruit with rum.
I like passion fruit.
And the grapefruit is going to go with gin or with Prosecco, even with vodka. All of them really mix well with vodka.
Okay.
And then the beer, we have a shot. It's called the Texas Bomb.
Texas bomb.
So it's completely different than most bomb shots that you would drink.
Right.
So you do like a glass of passion fruit, and then you drop a shot of light beer.
Okay.
Because it sweetens up the beer.
Yeah, because beer has that, like, after,
Yes, that very dry taste.
The only way I'll drink beer. Okay.
Yes, me too.
So can we taste it?
Yes, of course. So some of our popular recipes would be the grapefruit and mixed berries. So the grapefruit's going to be the most subtle out of the three. So I'm going to say try that one first.
Okay.
And then we can try it with the berries if you want. I'll just pour a glass here, and then we can just do it on ice, whichever you all like. So that's all you do, and then it's ready to go. Look how pretty that looks.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Exactly.
Those
So
You could do that as like a
If-
signature drink at a party.
It's a good mom. It's a good mom drink.
Yeah.
Mom, what are you drinking? Grape juice.
and with this, you can even make it like a smoothie.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Yes.
Like a healthy smoothie.
Exactly. Just blend. I mean, these are frozen berries, so just blend them, and with that, it looks pretty.
Yeah, I like it.
And it is good to go. So it's just
Oh my God, girl.
at the grocery store they sell that bag. It would be a bag of berry medley, which is just frozen cherries, raspberries, blackberries, and that's it. That goes out. That's best with the grapefruit.
Okay.
So then I don't know if y'all.
You want to
Do
put
I
some ice?
pour some?
Okay, I think I want to try the passion fruit one though.
Okay, that's fine.
So usually,
Oh,
how much would this retail for?
So at the grocery stores, this is $12.99.
Perfect.
So it's actually a really good price. Yes.
It's really great.
And when you look at it, if you at the grocery store, this looks like a bottle of vodka.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
You know, it doesn't necessarily look like a bottle of wine, so it stands out.
Someone has a heavy hand.
So the passion fruit is gonna go best with like different fruits.
Okay.
So this is gonna be like strawberries, pineapple, oranges, and any mixed fruit goes with the passion fruit. So I don't know who wants to try this. I know you were like dying to. Do you want passion fruit?
Yes, please.
I'll take some too. I think I really like passion fruit.
You do.
Oh, you do? Then you like
That's
it.
how
Thank
creative
you.
the flavors are.
So the passion fruit goes well with pineapple also.
Different.
And I want to like wait till like the
fruit soft.
Yeah,
really good.
and then eat them.
Yeah.
So as I said about the grapefruit's the most subtle. The passion fruit's going to be the sweetest out of the three.
Okay.
But you see how they're both still refreshing?
Yes.
Now the cucumber, a lot of people do not believe this, but the cucumber is the favorite flavor in the state. It's the most popular flavor in the state.
Because cucumbers
All
are
6 years.
refreshing.
Yes, it really is nice and refreshing. I say this is like Texas in a bottle.
Okay.
I guess I like that because it's like a healthier kind of like wine
Yes,
too. I feel like I'm gonna do
Cucumber, right? Yeah. Cucumber water.
I say that. I tell everyone it's cucumber water with a kick.
There you go.
Yes.
I feel like I'm gonna be making smoothies a lot, so
Healthy.
you know, healthy smoothies.
What are you
with
drinking?
my
A
son.
Keto diet smoothie.
So the cucumber goes best with frozen pineapple, or I personally like to drink the cucumber with frozen pineapple and frozen watermelon, and it is absolutely delicious. I don't know who wanted the cucumber. The cucumber is absolutely delicious. Like I said, it's the most popular.
Oh my gosh, that is really good.
It's good to be in front of the
That is
cameras
very
today. Production team.
So
Yeah, this is really good.
yeah, and you
Actually-
can like blend it. You can do so many things.
I actually thought I was gonna like the passion fruit better, but I think
like the cucumbers?
I think yeah.
The Texas
I think it
favorite?
takes the cup. Mhm.
It is by far the most popular, and so many people say cucumber. No, I don't like cucumber. I'm like, just try it. I
Give it a
promise
try.
you,
Give it a chance.
it's gonna take. And then they end up taking the bottle. Like, this is amazing. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
It really
So,
is.
okay, I need to buy some for my trip.
I know.
Yes, because I don't think they have this in Zimbabwe where I'm going. They're gonna be asking me what I'm like. I know people. I know people.
So where can people find?
So right now we're only sold in Texas. So we're made in Texas. We're made in Dripping Springs, which is outside of Austin.
Okay.
We're Texas family owned. We're all family, and so right now we can only purchase it here, and you can buy it at grocery stores in the South. I know in Dallas it means nothing, but you can buy it at HEB, at Kroger,
Okay.
and then liquor stores like Specs and Goody Goody.
Goody goody.
But I think it's perfect like at grocery stores because it's a liquor alternative. Yes. On a Sunday, you can't get your liquor.
That's
on
right.
a Sunday.
But we can get some tickets.
Exactly. You can't get your vodka, but you can go to the grocery store and get your Tekeen, and there you go. You're good to go. Same thing after 9 o'clock. The loopholes, lady.
Oh my goodness. You guys were very
Clever.
smart.
Clever.
Very smart business idea.
I like it.
Loopholes.
And then how much was that alcohol?
So it's 12% alcohol.
I'm like,
I think one.
And that's why, it's a great alternative, especially like on the weekdays. Sometimes you may want to have a drink,
That's
but
right.
you don't want to have something very heavy
That's true.
that's going to leave you not necessarily feeling the best. So have a glass of Tekeen.
I love
Oh,
That's
my
perfect.
goodness.
I loved it when in the process of making it and start marketing, it was perfect just because of that fact. People, I mean, I'm 36 and my friends, we would have dinner, thank you, and my friends would all get wine. And I would say, I'll have a vodka water, and they go, oh my gosh, you're gonna get drunk. I'm not gonna get drunk. So this is the perfect thing. There's a lot of non-wine drinkers out there.
Right.
So this is the perfect
all the girls who watch
alternative.
this show because you know y'all out
Yeah,
there.
zoom in.
Yeah.
So the ladies can get some wine.
Yes.
right?
And Priscilla, so how do people get in touch with you if they'd like to get in touch with you?
Just our website. If you just go to info@Tekeen or even our Instagram @DrinkTekeen, I take care of all of that.
Okay.
So I have our Instagram, all of our social media. I respond to everything. I'm probably one of the easiest people you can get a hold of.
So it was Drink Tekeen?
Yes.
Okay, Drink
It's Drink
Tekeen.
Tekeen. That's all of our social media, and I do a lot of recipes on our websites.
that's perfect.
So like this past for Halloween, I did a bunch of Halloween recipes. Last year during Christmas, I did like the 12 days of Christmas with the 12
be watching.
drinks of
So
Christmas.
I'll just go to the store when you're doing your 12 days. I'll be like, yeah.
So I do that just so everyone can know like different options and just fun things to do. So like for Halloween, I did a mix with candy. So I give your kids a candy and you have the treat.
Yes.
Much needed for parents on Halloween, right?
Yes, exactly.
No, that's awesome.
Okay, so do you do like weddings and like when your friends have weddings, do you like provide? Do you do galas if somebody wants to?
Yes, we do a lot of sponsorships. We do sponsorship.
Okay,
So people do ask us to sponsor. Just yesterday, we sponsored a fashion show in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
So that's exactly how we did. We sponsored the awards, the African Awards, and African Music Awards.
Afrima?
So yes.
Awesome.
So we've done a lot of sponsorship, and it's the easiest thing. Like I said, I control all of our social media. Just reach out to me. I love supporting other Texas brands because as myself, I know that's very, very hard.
Yes, that's true.
So as a small local brand, it's hard to get out there. So I'm all about supporting and so we do sponsor a lot of things.
Wow, you're doing
great
it
job.
and you're doing it amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
I
so
really
much.
appreciate
And
that.
you have a great product to
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
Very good.
Tekeen just gained 4 more fans.
Okay.
Thank
So I think
you.
if I take it home and say to my husband, taste this, he's like,
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
And I
So
like
I'm
it,
gonna need one of these,
To go.
one of these, and one of those. Yes, on our trip to Zimbabwe.
Yes. Because I'm thinking, like,
Zimbabwe.
do you have any t-shirts for
Zimbabwe.
Tekeen?
I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Okay, I'm gonna need a t-shirt. I'm gonna need a t-shirt and a cup and a bottle. I'm like, I know
walking
people.
Wow.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
this was wonderful. Yes, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming. We absolutely love it. I think we're going to be probably sipping on some Tekeen quite a bit.
Yes.
Well, thank you
Got
for
new
having
fans
me.
for sure.
Yes, thank you. And
Thank you so
stay
much.
tuned. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. Let's get into a hot topic.
Yes.
So like I said before, like the feminist movement has kind of like changed the years of like childbirth. Back in the days, everyone's having their babies like in their 20s and 30s, and now it seems like people are having their babies in the 30s and 40s. Like we've seen some women having babies later in life. So like who else? Gabrielle Union, Janet Jackson,
Eva Longoria.
Eva Longoria. So
yeah,
what do you guys
Kenya
think about
Moore.
Kenya Moore? Yeah, she just had a baby.
I think that it's fine. It's perfectly fine because women are busy here now. I mean, they were busy back then, but women are going through the education. They're making, better choices by themselves. It's not like you have to stay at home, cook, and do the laundry.
Right.
No. So I think it's okay. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, and remember on the one episode where you talked about feeling like feeling like you kind of have to rush due to a timeline, but I feel like with modern medicine now, you don't necessarily have to. There's a lot of women who are choosing to have children at later ages, whether it's their own, like through their own pregnancies or surrogates or whatever. So I feel like we're not limited to that idea anymore.
And my employer actually, like, I think it was like last year they started, like, our benefits at work actually include like being able to freeze your eggs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
like,
awesome.
I know. And like, I thought about it, but like, I'm not sure yet because I'm like 31, so I'm like, yeah.
Still a baby.
Apparently, like, I think I heard someone say that it's like a good age to freeze your eggs because your eggs are like still healthy. But I'm like, I want to, but I'm like kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like new. It's not like, my mother and all my aunts and cousins have had their kids naturally. So I'm like, I just, I would just, if I never became a mother, I think I'd be really sad.
Yeah,
You know
me
what I mean?
too.
So I would want to have that alternative, what I mean,
Yes.
to be able to freeze my eggs and maybe one day, in case it doesn't happen earlier.
Science is amazing, right? Science is just, we've come like leaps and bounds, right?
Yes.
Because it's, you can put people on the moon, but then now you can like have babies at a later age. And, some people, although it may be deemed as a high risk pregnancy because of age only, it doesn't mean that you can't have a healthy baby, just because you're of age or older. So I think that's just, hats off to all those scientists who, are in the lab doing what they do to make almost anything possible.
That's right.
But I think It's amazing. I think some women want to maybe push their career forward first and then have kids, which I think that would have been, for me, if I would have chosen that route, I would wonder where my career would have been if I would have waited to have kids at a later age. And I think there's no shame in waiting. You know what I mean? Because it's better to wait and do it right.
Yeah, when you're ready financially, because some people have kids and they can't financially support them. So I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think the idea of doing it just to rush and to meet that, you know, clock or deadline or societal standards, that's like a thing of the past now. Yeah, I feel like take your time, enjoy, do what feels right for you. Yes.
And like I want twins. Like I'm like, you understand, like twins run in my family. Like 3 of my first cousins have twins, my aunt's a twin. Like I really want twins. And I heard that like the older you are, the more likely you are to have twins.
There you go.
So I'm like, I'm waiting.
That's what I want to hear. But the good thing with me is I know I've got like a solid person who will help me if I have to have some babies on my own. I know I can just call and be like, listen, I need you to come get these kids, girl.
That would be so cute though.
It's funny because my mom is all like, when am I gonna get grandchildren? I'm like, oh yeah, when I was like 16, you scared me. You better not come in this house with a belly.
Now you want
and now you want grandkids? Too late, mommy, too late. You should have thought of that before.
That's funny. But it's funny because in our cultures it's kind of like that. Yeah. It goes from like, no, I do not ever want to hear anything about a boy to, so now am I going to be the only one without any grandkids? It's like there's no in between.
My daughter has 3 kids. I'm like, you got 3 kids? Like, it's different when your daughter has kids.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's true.
My hot topic is, okay, you guys are gonna probably say, what? You don't know? I wanna know the real definition.
Oh boy.
Why do you say that?
Nothing. Just when you say that, it's like you're prepping for something. Okay, good.
Okay, I wanna know, okay, so Instagram, I came later. Okay. I joined Instagram this year, just so you all know.
Me too.
Yes, I did.
Oh, me too.
Oh, you went?
Yeah, I wasn't. I just started.
Yeah, but my question is, it's very interesting. Instagram is good. What is a socialite? Will somebody tell me what is a brand ambassador? So I see all these things, and I'm like, okay, flipping through my Instagram. Can somebody tell me? And I like some of the stuff, but I just want to know, you know, what is a socialite? What is it?
A socialite, I think, is someone who's just popular in like fashion world or, you know, certain, just like a popular person who people look up to, and they can be brand ambassador in the sense that because they are popular and probably have a large following, they probably have brands that sponsor them to kind of showcase their stuff. But I feel like that's what it,
I think that, I guess my definition of be a socialite is someone, like you said, someone who has, what'd you say?
I love that. I love that.
Like you said, what you say?
Someone who is popular, but also influential. To be able to make their followers do things that they want them to do.
Exactly.
You know, part of some positive, some negative. It depends on how people use it, but almost like a sales funnel. You know, just trying to get them to do the things that they want them to do. So I think that's where the brand ambassador becomes, or
the influencer, they call it.
Influencers, right? Yeah. So I think it's just being, like you said, popular and influential. Because it doesn't matter if you are popular, but you can't get anyone to do anything.
To do things, to buy things, to do things, to follow trends.
Yes, exactly.
So that's like a lot of people that came up on Instagram models and stuff like that. Like some of them get to be on reality TV shows sometimes too, and reach a new platform. And a lot of times people like get mad because they say that like black women in reality TV are not portrayed in the best light. So what are your thoughts on that? Like how you see all these shows that you see have black women. What do you think about that?
Oh, black women are just fine. They're just fine.
We are.
Yeah, I mean, I think that reality TV is such an interesting phenomenon that has come about, right? And it's one of those things where you cannot consume the things on TV. If you don't want to see it, if someone is consuming it, and they're not going to put it on TV if it's not being consumed.
Exactly.
So I think either someone relates to it, even though maybe some people, oh, that's not a true portrayal. But as Black women, I think something that has to be discussed is that we are multidimensional. Just because we're Black, it doesn't mean that this is an image of a Black person. We're diverse in our own way.
Yes.
You know, so I think it's something where, you know, if it relates to you, you're going to consume it. And
that's true, because I'm a fan of a show, Married to Medicine, and it portrays some doctors or doctors' wives, and people are always like, if you're a doctor, you shouldn't be acting like that. But if I'm a doctor, I can still be a normal person and have friends and have conflict and have feelings and
Right, Dr. Musa?
Okay. So I mean, that's a part of daily life. They show them at work doing amazing, being inspirational. They show them in settings with their friends, handling conflict. So I feel like, I mean, is it a bad portrayal? I mean, I think that's just their reality, right? But sometimes things are exaggerated, of course.
Like I watched,
I
watched Atlanta Housewives, and just the other day, the episode of Greg having cancer, Nini's husband. That's real life, because I'm a nurse. That is real life, you know. They go through real stuff. You know, Candy being pregnant. How old was she when she had her son?
Like late 30s or so?
Yeah. So, you know, they do have a real life. And then they have the reality, you know, like, because you got to spice it up for us, some of us people watching, you know. But I think that episode really touched me much, because I was like, man, you can, because for the time I started watching it, Greg was, you know, healthy, you know. Now it's like, you should see that last episode that they showed last Sunday. I was like,
I haven't seen it yet, but thanks for the spoiler.
Yeah, they go.
I'm kidding.
Spoiler alert!
I'm kidding, I knew that was going on.
But yeah, I think it is what it is.
And my guilty pleasure, I love, confession. I have watched every single episode of Love and Hip Hop. From the first, I mean, like when it was just Love and Hip Hop. So now it's New York, Atlanta, Hollywood. Like I watch every single. I have not missed one episode. And I remember when Atlanta came, that's when it went ratchet. Like I'm like, okay, Jocelyn, like who are you? But I love you. Like can I turn away from that car wreck? You're like, I gotta keep watching. And like people like get mad at me, like Charmaine, aren't you an engineer? You're supposed to be sophisticated. Why do you watch every week over that Love and Hip Hop? I'm like, listen, okay, y'all don't know my past. If you knew, you would understand. My friends back home, like, girl, we get it. We remember Charmaine. I don't tell like Charmaine 3.0, but like the original version, Charmaine. Her name is Danica. Don't mess with Danica.
Okay, now
Danica.
I like it.
So for me, it's like I feel like I had a path to go. I could have went left or could have went right. I chose left, or I guess I chose right. I would have chose left. I was on that show. You know what I mean? So far, she's like, oh, that's why I would have been so much the people. You right? I get it. No, you do that. Why would she do that? Because she messed with her. Like, so I like live vicariously through the character.
That's okay.
So that's why I want you to.
Actually, you know, I can see you on this. Maybe they should have a Love and Hip Hop Dallas.
Okay, Charmaine.
Hey, Mona Sky, where you at, girl?
another check from Mona Sky. Well, I
love that line, Mona Sky.
I know. Since we're talking guilty pleasures, I think that one of I don't know, it's not a guilty. I'm not ashamed to say it, but I watch the Braxtons a lot.
Oh yeah, I used to.
Yeah.
I dropped
and
them.
I feel like that, you know. Why did you drop them?
No, I not intentionally. I just got behind and then I got like super behind.
Yeah. I watch. I mean, I think I like the family aspect of it because it's just different than any other show. Because I mean, it's like blood, you know.
Right.
So how they handle that, it's always interesting.
Yes.
It's amazing.
All right, well, I guess that's it for Hot Topics. I have a little thing, you guys know, but I'm...
Yeah, we do. She's not pregnant.
No, I'm not pregnant. She's not yet. No, I'm stop. No, but I am going to my first time going to the motherland. Woo! Yes, I'm going to South Africa.
Yes.
You see, I'm out here in my braids and my nails.
Okay,
Wakanda. Wakanda forever.
Okay.
So I'm so excited. I'm going to Cape Town and I'm going to Johannesburg. Yes. And thanks to my friend Alfred Kanga.
Alfred,
He's also Zimbabwean. I'm gonna be doing a comedy show out there.
That's amazing.
So your girl is international.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm so excited.
We're so excited for
Yeah,
you.
we
You're
are.
gonna have an amazing time.
You're
South
gonna love
Africa is
it.
beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
You'll
We wish you safe travels. We're gonna miss you.
And there's wine. South African wines are very good.
Yes.
We're going on a wine tour.
There you
We're
go.
gonna go see where Mandela.
Yes.
That's
Ooh,
touching.
nice.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Take
I will.
pictures of your journey,
Table
girl.
Mountain.
Yeah, we're doing a safari.
It's gonna
I'm gonna
be
meet the animals.
You are?
She's gonna meet the animals.
Lions, tigers,
The Lion
bears.
King.
Come on. There's no tigers in Africa. I know
Or
that.
bears.
Or bears. There's lions though. It's a saying. Well, you know, educated them. I'm sorry. I'm not.
It's okay. I think you're just gonna enjoy the whole
gonna
thing,
love
and
it.
you need to eat the bride.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm
You don't know what a bride is?
It's like barbecue,
Barbecue.
but not really. It's
There's-
like
Eat it all.
Yeah, there's this sausage called
Don't even
bruvos.
ask. Oh, yeah.
Bruvos. And also ask for biltong, which is like a beef jerky. Yes,
But it's the
honey,
real
you have to.
deal.
Yeah,
It's
the
the
real
real-
deal.
it's the
With,
real- the game one,
mini-
get the
like
game
they
one.
call it mini pop there.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. We call it salsa, the white stuff made with corn.
and you gotta
Okay,
eat
so I
bobotie.
guess my no meat diet is gone.
Oh, it's gone. Oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
No, for South Africa, you need to ditch that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll resume when I come back home.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you coming back every week. And take care. We'll see you next episode. When I come back, I'll let you know about my trip.
Awesome.
We're
Don't forget to
excited.
bring us some stuff back.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know
bring
too.
it back.
All right.
Bye.